We very much appreciate you watching, don't we, Mars? We very much appreciate it. Thank you. Hi guys, so today I'm just going to be doing the Booktube Newbie Tag. I'm new to Booktube, so I thought this would be a good one of my first videos. So first question, why did I start this channel? I started this channel because I read a lot and I wanted some place where I could just talk about books and have people that actually care about books listen to me. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? I have no idea what fun and unique things I can bring to Booktube. Sorry, my dog's whining because the door is closed and he doesn't like that. The fun and unique things I can bring to Booktube. Can't think of anything particularly fun and unique, but just in general, I think everybody has their own personality and brings a bit of themselves to Booktube, and I think any addition of different personalities is a good thing, so that's all right. What are you most excited for about this new channel? I would say just reading books that maybe I wouldn't read before already when I was doing like research, like, oh, well, when I started to do research into starting this channel and I was looking at other booktuber tags, other booktubers, I was already like, looking at some of the books they were reading and thinking, oh, I'd never read something like that, but I can give that a shot. And just in general with Booktube, a lot of my favorite series have come from books that I probably wouldn't have picked up, but I picked up because of Booktube, so. Why do you love reading? I love reading because it takes you to a different place. And I love the aspect of reading, like what I get out of reading over watching TV, let's say, is that I love being able to use my own imagination to imagine what I think the place will look like. And also it's just convenient to, because you can read a book anywhere you go. If you're in the middle of a subway, or if you're waiting for the bus or anything like that, or you're at school and you're just like passing an hour, it's very easy to just pull out a book and read. So yeah. What book or series got you into reading? I've always loved to read. When I was in elementary school, I know like kindergarten, first grade, second grade, my favorite books were like the Boxcar Children. And I remember when I was in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, I owned all of the Boxcar Children books. Those were some of my favorites. I had a brother that was like a year older, and he had all the Goosebump books, so I also read all the Goosebump books, so those weren't my favorite. I just read them because they were in the house and I wanted to read everything. And then when I was in like later elementary school, I read Twilight. Yeah, when I was in 5th grade, I read Twilight. I read Sweep. No, I think the series was called Sweep. Or the series was called like Wicca, maybe, by Kate Tiernan, and Wicked by Nancy Holder, I think. I would say those, because I read those in elementary school, those are like the base of like, when I think of what really got me into reading, I would say those series: Boxcar Children, Goosebumps, Sweep, Wicked, and Twilight. What questions would you like to ask your favorite booktubers? I suppose I would just want to know how you balance everything, maybe. Maybe some help with editing, because I don't seem to be very good at that. This is like the 6th video I filmed, but probably the first video that's going to go up, because I just keep trying to edit and it just isn't working out. So maybe I'd ask that. Yeah. What challenges do you think starting a book channel will be hard to overcome? I would say balancing it with my schooling, balancing it with just like my everyday life, and I think dealing with any adversity that I think just balancing it with my school, balancing it with like my everyday life and relationships. Anything else? What other challenges would I have? Yeah, I would just say those two. Maybe the fact like I was thinking earlier because I did a July TBR, and sometimes like you feel more pressure, I think, to not DNF a book because now like you want all those books that you talked about that you're going to read. You want to be able to say that you did read them, and so you feel a little more pressure. Like if you're like, actually, I'm not in the mood to read this book, and read this book instead. You feel a little bit of pressure that way, so that will be hard to overcome, I think. When did you start reading? Elementary school. Even when I was little, like before I could read, my mom always says, like before when she was putting me to bed and stuff, and she would read me a book, I'd be like, another book, and another book, and another book. Or she would say, go pick out a book, and I'd bring her like 4 books to read me. And yeah, as soon as I was able to read, I would read. Even when I was in kindergarten, I remember I needed to get the 2 books to take home. I would read my books, and then my brother was a year older than me, and I'd also read his 2 books. And so every night I would be reading 4 books, so they were like elementary school books. It wasn't like novels. But yeah, I've always loved to read. Where do you read? I read everywhere. If I'm just gonna be sitting down and reading, there's like an area in my living room that's in front of our electric fireplace. We just have 2 chairs there. I like to read there. And then there's a balcony off of my husband's office that has an area to read. And also there's a balcony off our bedroom, which you guys can see because it's like behind the camera. But I read out there sometimes. What kind of books do you like to read? I like fantasy. Fantasy is my favorite. But I also read nonfiction, usually some sort of history or biographies. I've been trying to read very short, science books that are nonfiction, just because that's my husband does sciencey stuff, and I think he appreciates me trying to get into it. And then I usually read adult fantasy, but I'll read a young adult fantasy every once in a while. I've read a couple of sci-fi books, but I'm not as into sci-fi. Yeah, and I'll read contemporary and magical realism and stuff, but those aren't my favorite. My favorite will be is fantasy. So yeah, I think that is all the questions in the tag. I hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, I think that's it. This is Mars. This is my unique and fun thing I can bring the book to. He's very cute. He's a Great Dane. He's just a puppy. Let's see. He'll be 6 months in a couple of days. It's very sweet. Look at the camera, sweet boy. Look at the camera, sweet boy. Oh, goodness. Anyhow, thank you for watching. I will be coming out with a new video soon, so please stay tuned. Thank you. Mars.